Happy Vlogmas Day 6. And yes, I'm wearing the same turtleneck that I was wearing yesterday because I had changed clothes kind of midday because I was too cold in what I was wearing. And then since I had only worn this for a half day, I decided to just wear it today. So I'm also wearing my new little coated leggings. I'm gonna pair it with some black boots because today I have to go to the doctor. And so I like to wear real clothes if I leave the house just to, I don't know, I'm always wearing leggings. Well, these are leggings, but I'm always wearing like athletic clothes so it feels nice to put on a real outfit. But anyway, I think I'm about to grab something simple for breakfast. It's already 9:40. Then I've got a lot of work to accomplish before I have to go to the doctor that's kind of far away. It's like 35-40 minutes away. So it eats up a lot of time, but gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, everybody get a good look at 1-year-old Nash because he turns 2 tomorrow. So we're just soaking up time with our little boy and we're eating a lot of leftovers for lunch. So we've got the pasta and then over there we have the King Ranch casserole from last night. So I've got to scarf this down and then head to the doctor. So I'm just soaking up time with my bubba. Oh boy, friends, I am so tired. I just drove to the doctor. I'm sitting in the parking lot and I had a time to get here because my tires have had this like air pressure alert on for a long time. And in the winter, I'm kind of like, oh, well, it's the weather, whatever. Well, it had been on for a while. So I had Brian check my tire pressure. Some of them were low. So I go to our normal gas station. There's somebody's just sitting in front of the air pump, not doing anything. And so I drive up and I'm just kind of staring at them and I'm like, are you done? Like signaling? Nothing. They just look away, ignore me. So I drive away. I go to another gas station. It's open. I put the little gauge up to my tire and it's reading like 16 PSI. And then it constantly keeps dropping to like 11, 8, 6. And I'm like, I'm just deflating my tires at this point. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but long story short, I'm pretty sure I took air out of my tires. So then I'm freaking out because I have to drive like 40 minutes to go to my doctor. So I'm like, Brian, I'm coming back. I'm grabbing your car. My tires are basically flat. We're going to have to do this later. So I grab his stuff and his car handles so much differently from mine. I drive like a Camry and he drives a little Audi and it's more like touchy and like sports car-y and I'm just not used to it. Somebody commented the other day being like, Maggie, you're always so calm. I am not always so calm. This is just a reminder that what you see on the internet is like a snippet of people's lives. We were talking about this with Ashley and Jordan because they do YouTube stuff too and are surprised by comments sometimes. And like, I'm taking an entire 48 hours of my life and condensing it into like a 15-minute video. So let that sink in. I'm not picking up the phone every time I'm like throwing a temper tantrum or something. Because obviously, why would I do that? This is me letting you know I was very stressed. I am a stressed person. It's in my nature. I am not calm. I'm getting better. I'm learning. My mom actually was listening to some podcast with Kristen Bell not too long ago, and she described herself as a human doing, not a human being. And my mom was like, that's you to a T. And I believe it. Because I'm always going. I'm not good at like sitting down and resting. So I basically like use up my tank of energy every single day. Like I have nothing left in me at the end of the day, which is why most vlogs end with me being like, okay, I'm going to bed. Because by the end, I'm just too tired. So, all right, off to the doctor. Officially back from the doctor, sitting down to catch up on some work that I missed out on. On tonight's agenda, I don't really know. I do think that I am going to make dinner, obviously. And I also want to make these cookies because I think we're going to fly with some cookies to DC. Might be more trouble than it's worth, but I think we're going to try. We are getting ready to take our 1-year-old on his last walk before he turns 2 tomorrow. And he could not be more excited. We're going to make it a family walk. It's a big occasion. And then after the walk, we're actually going to come back, cook some dinner. I was going to exercise, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow morning instead. Just is what it is. We're back from our walk. Nash had a great time. We ended up stopping and talking with our neighbor for a really long time, and he had a ton of leaves in his yard, and Nash was just jumping through the leaves. So that was a very great last walk as a 1-year-old. So now Brian's going to whip us up some cocktails. He's going to make us some Mezcal margaritas. And I'm going to get started on dinner. It's another one of our favorite, like, easy standby meals. What was that? I had a rock fall in my shoe. All you do is roast sweet potatoes and make rice in this little green tahini sauce that is so good. I should also probably mention that we're not going to do the wine club tonight. Honestly, we're getting kind of wined out. Since yesterday was a red, we're pretty sure today is a white. I'll still open it, but we're not going to drink it tonight. So note to self, wine advent calendar, great idea in theory, really hard in execution. Or watch this be the one time we get red back to back just because we've decided to do this. So cute little pup, day 7. Oh, we made the right choice. But this is a really cute label. This is a Pastello or Pastello Pinot Grigio. All right, well this one is gonna go straight into the fridge and not the freezer because we all know what happens.
So this is our recipe for Mezcal Margarita. So first step is to add 2 ounces of lime juice.
And is this making 1 or 2?
It's making 2 servings. And the good stuff.
Which is?
We've tried a couple different ones. I want to try something different. I saw someone use this in a bartending video.
This is Mezcal, by the way.
So 3 ounces Mezcal. 1.5 ounces of cointreau.
Cointreau is like an orange liqueur, often found in margaritas, even in normal recipes, not just Mezcal ones.
Yeah, and people use it interchangeably with triple sec and Grand Marnier, but they're all a bit different. Normally, a margarita will call for simple syrup of some sort, but we use agave nectar, which is pretty similar. We're gonna go with 1.5 ounces of this.
While the sweet potatoes are cooking, I also go ahead and cook the rice. And I'm trying for the first time cooking the rice in the always pan because you'll see in the next step, we're gonna use this pan to crisp up the rice and mix it with some Greek yogurt. But while that's still simmering away, I did want to show you this little sauce because honestly, this is the highlight of the entire dish and why we keep cooking it. So all you do is cut up 1 jalapeno. You gather together about 1 cup of cilantro and basil. So whatever combination you want. Sometimes we don't have basil on hand. Sometimes we don't have cilantro on hand. So I'll just use like roughly 1 cup of either. It also calls for 2 tablespoons of chives that I just kind of roughly chopped up. You'll use the juice of 1 lemon, 1/2 cup of tahini, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and I want to say that's it. So then I'm going to put it into this blender cup. That's what we find is the easiest, and blend it all together. And it makes a really thick green sauce that you eat with the sweet potatoes and the rice. And it adds a ton of flavor. And I tell you, Half-Baked Harvest is the queen of flavors. Definitely not the most beautiful dish, but definitely one of the most delicious. Okay, finished with dinner. Just did some editing of that empties video that I was telling you about the other day. Nash is stepping over me. I just wanted to sit down and wrap some Christmas presents, watch a Christmas movie, or maybe catch up on some friend vlogmases and stuff. Nash was headed into his fort. So that's what we're about to do. Last year when I was sitting here wrapping presents, I went through this whole thing of like, we never use gift tags. I always just fold up wrapping paper and put it on the gifts. And my mom was like, I think we talked about this too later about memory and stuff. And so we talked about the fact that I didn't really remember making a lot of gift tags when I was younger. So this year, you better believe I'm putting gift tags on our gifts. And so I found this really cute template online. They're these nutcracker tags, and I liked that they were oversized because truthfully, while I'm using gift tags this year, I did not buy ribbon, and I don't intend to buy ribbon because it's just not worth it. These were from a really cute little blog, so I'll be sure to link this template for you in the description box if you like the look of these, but I do warn you, you definitely have to download it to PDF to your computer. Like, don't just open it from her site because this happened. It printed like this really extreme black background the first time when I just printed it from the internet. So definitely download to your computer. Lesson learned, but I don't hate the black. It just was a lot of wasted ink, so I made sure to fix it. And that's gonna be it for day 7. It is December 8th, which can only mean one thing. It's Nash's birthday. birthday, brother. We have a surprise for you. Happy birthday, bud.
Sit. Nash. Back.
Good boy. Good job. Got your piece of cake.
Go. No. Sit. No. Sit. High five. No.
Double high five.
Sit. High five. Good boy. Shake. Good boy. Okay.
What you doing, Nash? We're back from the walk with Nash, and I, again, am gonna try to get a quick little ride in. I think I'm gonna do a 20-minute ride and then a 10-minute arms, or maybe an intervals and arms ride, just to spice things up a little bit. So I'm gonna knock this out, and then I have a ton of different one-off calls today. I've gotta take Nash up to my parents' house because they're keeping him. We'll get into all that later. Before we get started, I'm on coffee duty. Brian ran out of his cold brew because he typically drinks cold brew every day. Rain, shine, 30 degrees, 70 degrees, whatever. And when he runs out, he'll sometimes have to drink hot coffee with me. Gonna get that made up. And then while it's brewing, I'll go do my ride. So then when I get done, that can be my reward, is like a really great hot cup of coffee. Brian poured his coffee in the most appropriate mugs today that say dad, mom, not dad, mom, that say dog mom and dog dad. I'll have to show you his in a second. Well, this band of hooligans is headed to go try to put more air in my tires again. And we're kind of working between Brian's call schedule and my call schedule. And sadly, we have to take the birthday boy to his grandparents' house today. He'll be excited, but we're really sad that we have to miss part of his birthday. All right, we'll report back to see if my tires are goners. There's that sweet patient boy. It was just user error. Brian's really good at this. But see how low they were? It's supposed to be on 32, and it was at like 16. I am starving, and we really don't have a lot of breakfast food because, you know, we were trying to just eat up everything. So I'm gonna eat my lunch at 10:40 because that's just what's gonna happen. Plus I have calls kind of through lunchtime anyway, so it works out. But it's freezing in this house too. I feel like we got new windows last Vlogmas. I mentioned that. Well, we paid for them. We got them in like February. We notice a difference in general, but I think I just sit surrounded by windows, and at the end of the day, windows, they're not gonna be as insulated as like an actual wall, so it is what it is. But it is significantly better. I don't have to sit with the space heater on extra high anymore. All right, Nash and I, you can probably see his little head right here, are almost to my parents' house where we're gonna drop him off for 4 days while we head to Washington, D.C. to visit friends. So it's nice to have them close because they can keep him, and he loves staying with Uncle Bentley, the dog that I grew up with, my parents' dog, and they have a dog that lives next door that Nash loves playing with. So we call it camp, and that's what he gets to do. So very sad to say goodbye to him on his birthday, but we know he's gonna be well loved and have a good time and be very safe. So off to go drop him off. So I'm sitting here, I got back from taking Nash, and I actually ended up making a batch of cookies so that we could bring it over to Emmett and Kessler because we're bringing them dinner tonight. And then we're also gonna bring some with us to visit our friends in DC because I thought it'd be pretty easy to travel with just like a glass container of cookies. I don't think it's gonna set off any alarms, but I'm editing a part of the video that you've already seen by this point, but it's me talking about how stressed I was when I was at the doctor. And I wanted to share that what I was getting done was a lot of different tests, and it turns out that I am healthy as a horse, but I am a stress ball. Like legitimately all the panels and everything that I have run are like, my adrenals are shot. I am stressed all the time. I'm stressed right now talking to you. Like I feel my chest is tight because I feel like I have so much to get done. Like I need to edit this Vlogmas, I need to pack tonight, I need to do all this stuff, and I have a propensity to run myself ragged. And because of that, I can be really irritable and like snap at Brian. I cry a lot, and I just want to bring awareness to that because I, of course, am only picking up the phone to film things when I think it's interesting or if I have something funny to tell you, because who wants to pick up the phone and be like, I don't know, we want an escape, right? When we're turning to stuff like this, we want something happy, we want something different. So just remember, if it seems like our life is perfect, and that's just not the case because we're human. So I just wanted to do a PS to say the day got away from me. We ordered dinner for our friends. We had to take it over to them, eat with them. That part was great. It made me calm down and stop. And then I came home and I was like, I'm going to really try to edit Vlogmas day 7 and 8, this one that you're watching right now. And I made it all the way through day 7. And it was 11 o'clock. And I was like, I just can't do this. I haven't packed for our trip. We leave tomorrow morning. We have to leave our house at like 8:45. I put a little note in the community section of my channel. Again, this has already all happened by the time you're seeing this, but basically saying I bit off more than I can chew. So there was an empties video that went up in its place. So if you haven't seen that, I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. But I am now packed. I'm gonna relax. We're gonna enjoy our vacation. And we will pick up Vlogmas once we get back from our trip. Anyway, good night. That's it for Nash's birthday, December 8th.